are back on the farms, friends and neighbors. Welcome back. I know it's been a while. I've had night shifts, as you all know. Been working diligently, so it's now 11:30 at night my time in Central European time zone. So my sleep pattern is definitely all screwed up currently. I slept a little bit this afternoon, probably longer than I should have. So yeah, now I gotta need to try to get back on track because starting next week Tuesday, I'll be back on late shift from 1400 to 2300 or 2 to 11 for you non 24-hour time people. Okay, I've done a lot off camera this time, as I said I would. Let me just give you a quick rundown. Um, Now, that's strange. I know I had moved that pile. This pile was completely empty. And now why we got it back? Yeah, it's 180 liters. So for some reason it grew again. There's not sure what happened with that. I'm gonna have to try to delete that tipping point. So what I have done, um, got all the fields cultivated offline. As you can see, we are down to $300. That's because our farmhand Philip got greedy. Said he needed a pay raise this time to help complete the cultivating and stuff. So yeah, we need to try to get an influx of cash somewhere. As you can see, we started cultivating our correction. We've got this field covered in manure, and now we're seeding it. Now what I've done was that pile of pig manure, I split it up between two fields. Now it's not this big, it's only like 3,000 liters there. Yeah, 3,008 liters. So when I first dumped it there, it was a lot smaller. So it's something to do with the mod to make it appear to be bigger than it actually is. I'm not sure what's going on with that. So my trailer probably got buried over here as well because I parked it next to the small pile. I pushed it out of the way. I see what it done. It flipped it completely around. So yeah, this is just 4,000 liters. So that's 180 liters over. So I got to figure out how to get rid of those points. That one over there specifically. So what we got to do today, we've got to fertilize and seed this field, fertilize and seed those two fields, and finish seeding this field. Now, obviously, we've got 3,000 liters there and 4,000 liters there for a total of 7,000 liters. That's not going to be enough. That field alone right there took but almost three trailerfuls. So each trailer holds 3,500 liters, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 10, just over 10,000 liters to do that field. So we've got enough here for one more field. That's a rather large field, and what we'll probably do then is fill up the muck trailer or the muck spreaders. Probably try to do one or two of these fields over here. Now this one, this is the smaller of the two. So what we'll probably do is we'll throw some fertilizer on this field, and then what we have left over we'll start trying to spread out on one of the other fields, and then we'll have to finish up with the pellet spreader, unfortunately. Our big concern though is money. We've got to get some money in somewhere. Otherwise we're not going to be able to continue running the farm the way it is. If we take a look at what we got here, okay, weather forecast, it's all good for the rest of the week. Okay, wheat is up, barley is up, canola's down, corn, potatoes, and sugar beet unchanged, and pigs are down. If we just cycle through, barley's 320, wheat's 437, and canola's 910. Unfortunately, let's see, I don't think we have any of the, I think all we have is barley, corn, and sugar beet currently. So let's see, barley's 320, 314, 320 or 314. Now 320, I think is too low. I don't want to drop barley at 320. Let's check sugar beet. Sugar beet's 58 and 82. We really need to keep those for the pigs. I don't think we have much. We got just over 4,500 corn. What was corn going for again? Corn's unchanged, so 242, 385. 385's not too bad, but that's really not going to give us enough. So I think we are kind of a bust there. As you can see, we're running at a negative right now of 2,000 because we spent 22,000 on new vehicles, 10,000 on livestock, $226 on vehicle running costs, 3,211 on Philip's payment. So we may have to start doing without Philip a little more and start doing more on our own. And as you can see, we're just shy of 20,000 on harvest income and 14,000 on other. So also, I used that mug spreader on this field, and I'll tell you, I've got a real new respect for farmers, especially farmers that worked back in this time period of 50s, 60s, or sooner. The spread on that trailer is just a little more than the width of the trailer actually is. So yeah, it's quite time consuming. You'll see that once we go on to one of the other fields here shortly. I'm afraid we're probably going to have to take out another small loan. It's something I didn't want to do, but what I'm thinking is if we get probably another 10,000 or maybe 15,000, throw some more cows in, that will help get up our production levels going. Because if we look at what we have with animals right now, pigs, we got 16 that we can sell. We got another almost 10,000 liters of slurry, but to do that we would have to buy that slurry tanker, and then we can use that. I mean, I suppose that would probably be cheaper than using the fertilizer spreader currently, so we might look into that. But if we look at cows, there's only 34 liters in the milk tank. We probably ought to look into getting, maybe if we can, another 5 cows. That will help us out in the long run on money wise, and then hopefully we can start paying the loans back. If we look at that slurry tanker that we can buy, let's go mods by type, and then I want to go loading wagons, and I believe this one here is $2,500. Well, unfortunately we don't have that, but I mean, I know when we start using that pellet spreader and start filling it up, it's going to be quite expensive as well. So in the meantime, let's get I really should get Philip started on that way on his own, pay him a little bit while that way we can get the fields fertilized. Tell you what we're going to do is, this will make the video series a little longer, as we're going to have to do everything in our own this time. So we will start seeding the field. We will do without Philip this time, and we'll see where we get along on today's episode. I have a feeling it's going to take us a little longer than normal to get these done into a state where we can start getting ready for the new season harvesting. So if you just bear with us, let's get this started. One of the things I want to do more in today's video is try to stay in first person as much as possible. I just think that brings a little more realism to it. I'm going to give it a try. Tell me what you guys think, whether you want to see more of the first person view or whether you want to see more of the overhead, over the shoulder type view where we can spin the camera around and get better views. Tell me what you like best, and we'll go. While I'm on the subject of that as well, I want to thank everybody who expressed their support for this series and wish me to continue this series instead of starting a new map or a new series. That means a lot, and I really appreciate that, as I do enjoy this map. It's small, it's a little difficult. You don't get the big machines and the big money that you get on the big farms, but I don't know, it's just something about this little small town atmosphere that I really enjoy, and obviously most of you do as well, so I appreciate that. So let's get started. We'll get the seeder turned on and make sure it's lowered. It's up now, so let's lower it. We got barley going, and away we go. So as you guys know, I was on night shift. It was a short week this time. It was only 5 nights as opposed to the 6 or 7 that we normally do. Plus I got 4 days off in a row after that. Normally you only get 3. So I'm thankful for that, as I can be able to get caught up on some videos and pushed out for you guys. It does take a lot out of me, the night shift, and it gets my sleep patterns all messed up, and so it takes me a while to get back into it. On top of that, as some of you know, I have a 5-year-old child, and it's hard for her to understand that she has to be quiet at times because I'm sleeping, or that I need to record. So I don't always get the videos out like I want. And going off here a little bit, let's get back over. So and as well as that, it is a hobby for me currently. I do it because I enjoy doing this, and I know that I started out watching Let's Plays, and I enjoy it relaxes me, enjoy watching other people play games and stuff and see how they do it as opposed to how I've done it. And a lot of people, when you explain to them that you watch other people play games, they don't quite understand the attraction. They say, well, why would you want to watch other people playing as opposed to playing yourself? Like I said, it relaxes me. I get ideas. It's a creative aspect of it. I get more ideas on how I can look at different problems or aspects, and then it's just better that way for me personally. So that's what I started doing. I started watching other people play. People like excuse me for a minute. I had hired helper there for a minute, and Philip was taking over, and I had no control. So now I got control back again. So let's go. As I was saying, I started out watching people Let's Play. People like Stocko Gloss, Der Tebers, a few others. Then I stumbled across a channel by Taff in Exile. What intrigued me most about him was that he seemed to have almost the exact same play style as I did. And listening to his commentary, I also got the feeling that he was probably a little closer in age to myself as opposed to some of the other players. This intrigued me a great deal, and it actually got me to the point where, you know what, that's something I would like to do. I enjoy speaking to people. I enjoy playing. Maybe others would enjoy watching me play as well. Now, it's not an egotistical thing or an ego thing. It's just something that if I can do something that would help someone else out, why not share that? So that's what I did. I started speaking to Taft slowly through his videos, and he reached out to me and says, you know, this is what I've done, this is what I've used, and he helped me a great deal to get my channel started, and I'll be forever appreciative of that. And I'm slowly starting to build, and I am starting to get some supporters, mostly probably through Taft supporters. So I appreciate of that as well. And I'm really looking forward to growing and sharing my knowledge and my play style with you guys as well. So I really appreciate the support that you guys show. As always, like the videos and share them around with your friends. Spread the word if you have friends that are interested in watching simulators or first-person shooters. I have a lot of plans for games in the future. Right now, due to my work schedule and my daughter and stuff, I think it's best that I focus on just the 2 or 3 titles I'm currently playing, like Farming Simulator, 7 Days to Die, and the Minecraft series with my older daughter. Once the new Dead Lingerer patch pops out here, I'll probably start a series on that as well, as it's really starting to come together and look amazing. But that's the plans in the near future. Obviously, further on, I want to start more series and try to get a video a day for 5 days out of different series. So looking at a 5 series type week, that's something I want to focus on, maybe in the not in the near future, but further down the road. So that's where the channel's headed. And as always, if you guys have suggestions on what you want to see or what you like, please let me know about them, and then we can see what we can do. Okay, where are we on cash wise? We're at $300. We're at 31 liters left of seed, so we're gonna have to go get some more seed soon. I only started out with about 45%. We're at 12%, so one full one would have probably done it, but I don't want to get too much at a time, so I only do it about half full each time, because when I change the seed, it will actually lose what I had in there. So that's from the more realistic mod. So now those empty spots and stuff that I'm missing, I know my OCD, I know myself, I'll have to go back and I'll hit those, but we'll do that at a later time. Like those little gaps right there, I'll look at that and I'll actually lose sleep on that. I'll have to fill that in. I can't miss that. Seems like a lot of people are that way when it comes to these simulators. Although I have seen a few that they don't care. Big gaps, it doesn't matter to them. But we've already set ourselves such hard conditions anyway for the small map, the older equipment, the lower prices on sale goods and everything. We need as much yieldage as we can get. And on top of that, I installed a new mod yesterday called More Realistic Weather. Now, with the weather, there'll be chances of tornadoes, hail damage, locusts, dry spells, and where we have chances on all those for crop damage, vehicle damage, and much other. It's insane. It's really gonna. We really got to be careful with the weather, so that's why I looked at the weather earlier. We got to pay attention to that now. I have yet to test it to see how it works, but from my understanding, it's supposed to be pretty extreme when the weathers do hit. It's supposed to be rare, doesn't happen a lot, but we'll keep an eye out for that. So I'm eager to see if that actually works or not. Okay, we're probably getting close to running out. Let's just check how much we got left. what I'll do with what I got left, I'll probably, yeah, I got 5%. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hit the spots that I've missed. And then we'll go top up with some seed. Let's see, I'm going to go this way on it. We'll top up with some seed and come back and finish this field up. Then we're going to have to start doing some fertilized spreading. Okay, let's go ahead. Okay. Yeah, and I think what we'll do is we'll do the small field over there next. What I'm thinking is we got this field here of barley. Those two fields I think I'm going to do canola, and then that field back there I think I'm going to do wheat. So we'll just keep the three main ones going, as we can't afford to get any like the potato equipment or corn equipment and stuff like that currently. So we'll just do it the Holy Trinity as it's called, and we'll see how we do. Like I said, I have a feeling we're definitely going to need a loan. As much as I hate to do it, I've been trying to avoid the loans as much as possible, but I have a feeling we're just not going to be able to hold out with what we're currently making. We just can't get the value of the crops. Once we get some more animals, I think we'll be okay, because then we can start selling the milk. And also what I'm going to start looking at is we've got some straw banked. Matter of fact, let's take a look at that. We've got where was that? Straw. We've got 33,245 liters of straw. I think that would last us for right now. What we can start doing is on future harvests, instead of just putting that to the silo and storing it, is actually looking at maybe selling it and see how much money we get that way for selling. That may be another alternative money source coming in that we can do. As obviously with the little amount of cows we have, they're not going to use that much straw. So we'll probably look at that. Okay, and I think that's all the empty spots. Let's just run down until the seed's out and we'll go fill up. So yeah, I think that's I think we're going to do good. I mean, it's definitely going to take us time. Like I said, touched on earlier, we don't have the big fields, the big equipment, the big money to bring it in and get a good chunk of money at one time. It's definitely going to take work for us, which will fits into the old style, I suppose. I mean, you've got to realize that the whole concept of this map is the old family farms in time period of 50s, 60s, maybe even early 70s. It was a different era back then, different time, and obviously you had to work harder for little more for little reward. So we are now almost out. We're at 1%, and we've got enough to finish. Yes, we do. Barely. Okay, so let's go top up. It says we got 2 liters in there, 0%. So we'll go top up now. Now, like I said, I don't want to go crazy with it, because if 45% got us that far, probably 30%, maybe even 25% will be enough to finish it. Because once you switch seed type, what you had in there is gone. You have to refill it up. So I don't want to overfill it and then waste the money. Okay, so whoa, that's 16%, 26%. Let's go with that. Hopefully that will be enough to finish it. And run over the chicken feeder. Hopefully that'll be enough to finish it, and we won't waste too much. So we'll come back in. Looks like it's going to be a nice day. Weather don't look too threatening. Going back to that weather mod, they said there is a chance too that the weather will change unexpectedly and suddenly. So it may, the weather radar may say that we're good for the next week, but the weather could change drastically. So we need to keep an eye out on the skies and see how they look as well. They said that there's a chance for flooding, flash flooding, and if you don't move your vehicles to higher ground, there's chances that they could be damaged or destroyed. So yeah, that's something. They said it will be treated just like if you had the damage mod in. Even though you don't have the damage mod in, they'll still be damaged. So you may end up having to sell them and buy new equipment. So that's actually a scary, scary thought. So keep an eye to the skies, see how it looks, and if it looks like it's starting to get too threatening, we may have to move some of the equipment indoors and try to avoid as much damage as possible, because we really don't have the money to survive if we experience a catastrophe like that. So, you know, I thought that was something that we needed, as that's something that real life farmers face every day. Extreme weather conditions, pests, locusts, and stuff like that. So why should we not be any different? Although it's harder on us money-wise and equipment-wise and time-wise, I think in the end it'll be a much more rewarding experience to beat the challenges that are set before us. So let me know you guys' thoughts and comments on the subject. I'm really curious to see what you guys think, and if anybody is interested in the mod, let me know. I'll send you guys the link. I'll post a link then. It's a site that's dedicated strictly for more realistic mods, specifically maps, vehicles, equipment, stuff like that. It's a very nice site. The mod, or the moderator of the site, the hoster of the site, now actually follows me on Twitter. I appreciate that, and I'm trying to get some information out of him, as he's got some more realistic mods for auto combine. As I've said before in some of my videos, auto combine has a problem with more realistic equipment and maps. I don't know why that is. Now, he's got a release version of auto combine for more realistic. I've asked him if I need to delete the other more realistic auto combine mod, but so far I haven't gotten anything back. Hit my Windows key. I went to do Alt H to get rid of my HUD and drop the desktop. So I'll edit that out if I need to. So far I haven't got an answer from him. So as soon as I get an answer to that, I know a couple of you guys have started using more realistic because of, or not more realistic, auto combine because of me. Soon as I get an answer on that, I'll be sure to let everybody know, as I think it's something that's important, because I don't need any kind of conflicts or stuff between the two different varieties of auto combine. So I'll let you guys know, and hopefully if he's watching, he'll reply to us in comments and be able to tell us how that works. Now, I'm not sure. I believe he's French or something like that. The site's in a different language. So I may have to try to decipher it a little bit and then try to answer the question, ask him the question again in whichever language the website's in. Maybe then he'll be able to reply to me. So, but I'll keep you guys updated and I'll let you know. Okay, doing good. We're at 11%. We had 26% to start with. This will be close. We are going to lose some, I'm afraid. I believe in real life you would be able to empty the seeder and be able to save the seeder. So that's a little limitation that I don't really care for. That once we change seed, we lose what we had in there and it's not put back into our stores. But they don't refund your money back. Whereas in the game like Professional Farmer, where you actually buy seed and it's stored in a silo or in a bin, then you get the seed back when you empty the seeder. But unfortunately, you pay the cash up right here, and then you credit the seed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just hit this spot real fast, so I don't have to come back up this way. Okay. Now we should be able to finish this up. We got 7%. May not lose as much as I thought we were going to, but we're still going to lose some. And I missed a spot anyway. Okay. So we're just about up. Now, like I said, guys, this has taken me about almost 20 minutes to do this field on our own. There's no way that I'll be able to do all the fields because I still got to spread manure on them, seed them in this episode. So what we're probably going to do is maybe a field and episode type thing. Being that we are having to do everything on our own now, without Philip, and so that will make it a little longer, as one field at a time is obviously kind of probably boring for you guys because you see the same thing over. It's repetitive type thing, but we can break it up in between by like clearing out the manure from the pigs, feeding the pigs and cows, cleaning the manure out for the cows, etc. Once we get some money actually coming in, then it will be a little more efficient. We can go and branch out into like potatoes, corn, and stuff like that. So let me just get these last couple spots. Then I'll switch seed to probably canola, because I said we'll do the canola next. And I'm going to actually look into why those piles jumped up so big. I need to see about deleting that pile back there so it doesn't interfere with the cow manure. And then we'll see how the series continues. We're at 6%, so we are going to lose a little bit, about 14 liters, I guess, which isn't too bad, I suppose. It's probably, $50-$60, and we are done. So if we turn the HUD back on, and then when I switch to a different thing, we had canola there. Well, it didn't drop it this time. Maybe something's changed in my... Let me get back to canola. Wheat, barley, canola. Okay. So let's go top up some on canola. I don't know why that didn't empty my seeder this time. Normally it's been emptying my seeder. Things that make you go, And while we fill up with some canola, we'll also go check on the eggs. Help if I'd hit the right button. I think 45, well, that should be enough there. Let's go check on the eggs real fast. Now we are now running in a deficit with getting those seeds filled up. So definitely going to have to get the loan, and I think what I'll do is we'll save that for our next trip back when we revisit the farm on our next episode. So I'm just going to move the tractors over into place, get them ready. Probably actually ought to store them in case we get hit with bad weather, but we'll live on the risky side. So we'll get the manure spreader over here and get it ready to go for next time. Let's just park this under the tree. Maybe it'll help shield it a little bit from the weather. Okay, shut the engine off. We're at half a tank, so we're going to need to looking at that soon as well. Let's fill up the manure spreader this episode. We'll get that going. Here, a plane flying overhead. Now, I've started looking at this mod a lot more. Let me just show you while we do this here. And then I'll go back to first person. But this really is really nicely detailed. If you see that little arm pendature there by my foot, when I actually steer, it moves and everything. And I gotta say, it's just like that. I remember my grandfather having a tractor like this. It was an old John Deere green one like that, and I mean, this is detailed to exactly the way that was. I mean, even down to the little air filters and stuff under there and oil filters. So I really like this mod. And I believe this came from the classic pack that was released by Giant. I did download the exact same pack, but in more realistic. So, for example, if I go back into the store, we have this loading wagon here that we've purchased. As you can see, we have one. If we scroll down, now you'll see there's the more realistic version of it. Same price and everything. It's got slightly more power. You see it's got 34 horsepower, where this only had 22 horsepower. But that's because of the more realistic modification to it. It's the same price, $27.5, and it costs the same maintenance a day. It's just a more realistic version. Now, I really enjoy running the more realistic version. Let me know what you guys would like to see. If you guys would like to see the more realistic version of these equipment, what I could probably do is not really cheat them out, but go in and swap all out and replace everything with the more realistic versions of them, and just make sure our money stays the same. So that would entail me selling these, buying the new ones, but actually ensuring that any money is lost is put back in via a cheat type thing where you go in and edit the ini file and so on. Let me know if that's something you guys would like to see, the more realistic versions of this. If not, I mean, we'll just continue running with the equipment we have. That's no big deal. But if we ever start a new series, that's something that we might want to look into at the start, is going more realistic. Now, there's some really nice, more realistic maps out there. I've downloaded a couple. The friend I told you about at the beginning of the episode, Taff, he just started a more realistic map. That was a map that I sent him as a multiplayer option maybe, I don't know, 3-4 months ago. Unfortunately, due to my time schedule and his time schedule, I don't think the multiplayer would ever work, not at the current state and logistics wise. But he started a single player now on it. That's a new series he started with that map, and he is thoroughly enjoying it. I play it in my private time offline. I really enjoy that map. It's something about more realistic. This brings a whole new gameplay element to it. The steering functions erratically different. What's the word I want to use? Massively different. Everything's done differently. You got more weight to the vehicles. They don't just fly all over. I mean, they don't do a 90-degree turn instantly as soon as you turn the wheel. It takes a little more finesse to actually maneuver the vehicles. So I really do enjoy more realistic. It does take some getting used to. So if that's something you guys would like to see, just let me know in the comments below. And we're just about getting ready to get this topped off. I think we're at about 3,000 liters there, a little shy of that. I think another bucket and a half will fill it up. Okay, and we'll do a slight recap right before we leave, and I think this is getting close to time. We'll just move this over into the other field over there. That way we'll be ready to go. We have that field to do next time. Well, not next time. We'll probably have to do the canola fields first. We'll see how it carries on, see how well we get along. To do the field and episode type thing until we can get a little more money coming in, and we can start doing more each episode, where we'll have some hired help. And it should about fill it up. Okay. Let me get one more bucket and to see if it will take the last bucket. That looks pretty full. And stop. Well, I took it all. I'm surprised. Okay. Let's just hook up to it and see how we are. And it was almost full. 33.26. It would have took another 164 liters. So, okay, let's recap. If you guys would like to see the more realistic versions of the equipment we're running, let me know. If you want to see, what did we discuss? No, I forgot what we discussed at the top. This, I'm sure you guys will come across it in the video. Whenever I shoot something out to you, just comment on it, what you'd like to see, and then we can pick it up from there and continue on. So next time, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to work on this field and possibly that field in one episode to get it all done. We're going to have to work on our money, get that in. And until next time, guys, like the video if you like it. It takes just a few seconds. Send it to your friends, share it, do what you can. I really appreciate it. It really does mean a lot to me because it shows me that what I am doing is being enjoyed by you guys. So until next time, guys, have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye.